because we really don't know whether where we're going is the right way or where we're heading towards a precipice. The good news is that everyone in Nigeria, we have now come to an epiphany of sorts. That is, we have come to the realization that we must deal with this leadership challenge in this country, which is a welcome development. And therefore, this book, The Inclined Leader, is an apt testament to address the leadership challenge. Let me look at some philosophical angle to this. It will be self-sabotage if, in trying to address or identify why, as a country, we are faced with this, we do not highlight the major problems. Of course, anytime you ask anybody to find out what is wrong with the country, we talk about nepotism, corruption, ethnicity. But in a broader sense, what I see is that we have lost a sense of honor among leaders. And I say it without equivocation. Anyone who becomes the governor of a state, and after 8 years, if there is any query and you're called to account for why and how you ran the state, the first thing you do is to go to court and say, let them not look at me. Why? What it means is that you don't have any honor in you, because an honorable person is always ready to answer questions about the things that he is entrusted with. And so, what that has led us to is, number one, dishonest leadership. Sadly, we are now in a situation where nobody believes what a leader says, which is only very few leaders can say something and people will say, yes, we trust what he says. A majority of the people who are our leaders, they will say, good morning. They go outside to check whether it is actually morning. And what it has also led us to is that we now have uninspiring leaders. And so our leadership in both the political and non-political spheres do not have those qualities that made our former leaders like Azikiwe, Awolowo, Aminu Kano, and all that inspired people to do things. I thank one person when somebody said here today, oh, that this is one of the PhDs that was made by one person. That is what we want in a leader. We want people who will inspire others to excel more than they are at the moment. And because we have uninspiring people, we also now have people who have no ability to balance the short and long-term goals. So people just want to be in office for office. So when somebody now comes to you and say, I want to be leader, I want to rule this country because it is my turn, that can never be seen as a reason for leadership. Can be. And when we go from there, we also find that we see leaders that are unable to communicate, especially with the younger generation. And so what we find is that we try to always blame the younger generation. Oh, they are running away from the country. They don't believe in the country. It is because the examples that they are being given is also not inspiring to them. And so, where does this lead us to? And what is the danger ahead? The danger is that a country under this situation is heading for collapse. You cannot sustain any plan, because what everybody wants is, let me take it now. And there is nothing like saying, let us wait and develop and grow something for the future. And so because of that, it's a very slippery slope for the country, and we are seeing the evidence day and night. Is that we have become aware of the need for us to address the challenges of leadership. 2 weeks ago, I was in Enugu to address a group of youths, about 500 youths brought from all across the Southeast. And we could see from the attention that the youths gave to what we were saying, that they themselves have also come to the realization that we just cannot continue this way. And so, as a people, we have now awoken to the urgency, what Obama described as the fierce urgency of now, of the need for us to do the best we can to reorientate our people, to the need to have good leadership in this country. Conclusions. As a country, we have long borne the tag, giant of Africa. But now we have cause to question the validity of that. Because at every point that we look at, in governance, in infrastructure development, in education, in economic growth, our shortcomings continue to show every day. And to paraphrase Chinua Achebe, it's quite simply attributable to nothing but a failure of leadership. So we must pay attention to address this problem. And so we thank our brother, Carlo Korompo, for making out time to write this book and to help in the growing literature about leadership. And I hope and pray that as we launch it and as we take some home and we give it to the libraries, that our people will also read and imbibe the qualities that are needed to make this nation a great nation. Let me conclude by also urging our young ones here, these ones who are following after us, the older ones in the National Assembly, please take your time to try to mentor the younger people, especially the students. Reason, our values have changed, like I said. A couple of days ago, somebody called my attention to a viral video of a student union president who was going to, I think he was coming into the campus, a union president, and he had 2 armed policemen behind him, a student and a president. And so when I saw it, I wondered, I was a student, I was in the union, and I want to wonder what the union president, a student, is doing with armed police in the campus. And so those are the type of things that we must need to shift the vision and our people away from. We may have been showing the wrong examples. Please, you younger ones, don't show the young example, because you are the people who they will look up to. If I will talk to them, they will say, don't mind that one. It's at 70 years already expired. But you have a big role to play to make this country a better country than we found it. Thank you very much.